What is up, Opaque Podcast viewers? This is our third episode, and today we have Dylan Smith and Brandon Florance. Let's talk about shit. What was that, Dylan?
Poop time!
If you don't know Dylan, Dylan is the student body president of Kelly Walsh High School. And Brandon actually happens to be the senior class president of Kelly Walsh High School. So we have pretty much all of the most important people here if some sort of bomb were to go off or something. It would be very unfortunate.
Yeah, if there were a mortar planted outside this window, what would you guys happen to do if Mike shits his pants? Would you be pointing a laser point sniper at us right now?
Oh, man, I don't know. I'd freak out.
You'd freak out?
I'd probably shit my pants too.
I'd poop my pants in solidarity. Brit.
You heard it here. The two high-ranking officials, Officer Akeda, fully endorse pants shitting.
Yeah. Follow suit, kids.
Cool thing to do.
School shitting. So what do we got for questions today?
Alright, so actually, this is one we've been sitting on for a little while. We typed it, I think, right after the last podcast. This is Brayden's topic, and it is why you should not talk to the police.
This is a really good one for you guys. So, basically, I watched this really long YouTube video at like 3 in the morning, and it was all about why you shouldn't talk to the police, because you can't gain anything from it in like a criminal case, because literally if you are telling the truth completely and you are innocent, like if you say something that wasn't true, like even on accident, like you can be prosecuted for that.
You can be held accountable.
Yeah, you can be held accountable for the crime, like even if you just barely misquote something,
because that's still evidence.
Yeah,
that's admissible. If you say like I didn't do it in court,
or if someone disagrees with you, or like the police disagree with you on anything, like if the police were to say,
is this like
how many people were murdered, and you're like, I think there were like 4 people shot, and he's like, shot? I never said anything about a gun.
Yeah,
and then suddenly
you know more.
You're in the freaking spotlight. But even if you're like, well, you were talking about a gun in the car, they're like, no, we weren't. There's you against the police.
Is this before or after they read you Miranda rights, though? I feel like that has a little bit to do with it.
Well, it has to be afterwards, right?
Right. Well, if they use it in trial, I think it has to be afterwards, because anything before that would be considered hearsay, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it would be admissible, no, but still, the cop has a lot more leeway in the court situation than you would.
That's true. They have a lot more respected of an opinion.
I watched... You ever get those ads on YouTube about, I said that I had a gun in my car, and all of a sudden I was under arrest.
Those are hilarious.
You know what I'm talking about, those.
I've never seen that one. Officer comes up to me and she's like, "Sir, do you have a gun in the car?"
And I say, yes. No, yeah, that's a very common thing, because there's nothing, if you get arrested, you get arrested. Like, if you're gonna get arrested, you're gonna get arrested.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the idea is just you don't say anything.
It's way better to remain silent in that situation. It is much, much better to just wait. I think the hard part of that comes in with nerves. It's because you're looking at an authority figure. Yeah. Talking about psychology and stuff. You're looking at an authority figure, and he's asking you all these questions, and you just get nerves, and you're like, you know? Yeah. Well, it's also like they use so many tactics. Like, they're professionals at this. Mm-hmm. The guy compared it to, like, you wouldn't think you stood a chance boxing like a fucking professional boxer. So why do you think you stand a chance of saying all the right things to a professional interrogator? Yeah.
I think part of that's also, like, socially speaking, we put such a huge stigma on police officers that like they are this people of the law, and then we also get a bunch of news stories about cop shootings and stuff like that. And I don't want to delve into that, but like there's just such a stigma around police officers that talking to them is so terrifying in a sense.
Well, I don't know if it's terrifying. Like usually they make you want to talk to them.
Yeah,
like they'll be like, if you tell me the right things, if you tell me the right things, I can tell the judge that you were helpful, and that'll really help you out in the case. Even though like
being cooperative,
you literally can't gain anything from talking to the police, though, is the whole thing.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah,
like
even if you're cooperative,
even if you're non-cooperative, they take you in. If you're, I think that's a really big one. Is that people will be like, if I just say everything right.
Yeah, because I'm innocent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't be. Nothing bad can happen to me. I'm innocent.
Exactly.
That's not true.
But it really comes in to play with like minor crimes. Like if you're speeding and you're like, well, officer, I was trying to blah blah blah. Like if you're trying to make excuses, that's easy. That's an easy admiss. Like he'll say like, yes, he was trying to do this. I know his motive. I know why he was doing it.
Yeah.
And like then it can come up with like, he admitted that he was speeding. He admitted that he did this.
My mom was friends with a police officer one time, and he said the stupidest question that any police officer can ask is, do you know why I pulled you over? Because, like, 0% of the time the person's going to admit to what they were doing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, very minimally are you going to actually get someone that's like, I was going 50 and a 30. Like,
but even, like if so, the people are usually going to be like,
right.
I don't know. and then they're lying, and then they have another thing on you.
Yeah, then they're on the spot. Then you can really say something wrong.
Yeah.
If you're, I don't know. I think that's a pretty common conception to have, but only among people who've never heard that. Like if you're not one of the people who's heard like, hey, the police are out. Like, because honestly, they do get paid off pulling you over. They get paid off of...
There's commissions.
Yeah. They have a ticket quota to make. They have a job to do. They are using you for money, even if you don't know it.
Yes, there is a conflict of interest there.
Mm-hmm. It is you versus that police officer in that situation. So if you want to get out of a ticket, you don't take it up with the police officer. Mm-hmm. You take it up with the judge.
Yeah.
You take it up with someone much later. A friend of mine's dad has a similar thing where he won't say anything. He'll say, I need to talk to my lawyer. I blah, 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 blah. And that's a big one if they don't have like a warrant. Warrants are big too. Because if you have a warrant out and you're like, hey, I won't say anything to my lawyer here. Hey, I'm not going to do anything. You can take me wherever you want. Just you have to have a warrant to do anything real to me. That's another big smart guy move to do.
That's a high intelligence play right there.
High IQ play.
It's expert.
Wait for your lawyer.
My insight's a solid 17.
We'll wait for the lawyer.
It's like an assist trophy. They come in, they help you out. The two IQ points of you and him combined overweight a cop.
Yes, you overpower him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but what about if you get in an accident and they have to call 911? Then is it still not beneficial to tell them what happened?
Well, no, because that's different. That's you in a situation of need.
Okay,
like that's not them trying to accuse you of something. There's nothing for them to accuse you of at that point.
Okay.
You're calling emergency services because you're in an emergency. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're the one calling, like obviously you're gonna have to talk to the police. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's something.
Like,
just refuse to talk to the police.
You call them. I don't want to.
I want my lawyer. Sir, you're bleeding from your face.
Get here. I'm not going to talk to you. There is an emergency.
But you can't know. It's a secret.
Well, now you're talking too much.
There's a man with a gun, but I need my lawyer.
They can't know it's a secret.
They can't know it's a secret because then they can get you because they can find out. They can say, he said it was a secret. We pulled up to the site. It was clearly light as day. We knew what was going on. It was not a secret. This man is a liar. He's going to jail.
Oh, my God.
I always wanted to hear a story here in town about cops planting things, but I don't think it's just.
I've never heard a story about the cops in this town.
Does that happen here?
No, I don't think it does, and that's kind of what bothers me is the cops here are too pure.
Yeah,
Too
cops
pure.
here-
we've got
Unless you get on
pretty-
Facebook, man, there's some people out there that think Casper cops are corrupt.
Like,
You seen
Yeah,
any
I
of
don't
that?
know.
no,
I've seen- yeah.
let us know.
There was I went to elementary school with this girl, and apparently she got married, but her husband got shot and was killed. And a bunch of people say that the police officer was in the complete wrong to shoot the guy.
When did he die? Over the summer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so a bunch of people
Yeah.
think the Casper Police Department is super corrupt.
I think they could have handled it in a better fashion,
Okay.
but
But I
what
mean,
happened?
like,
Because I don't know
Well,
the specifics.
I don't know specifics either because I'm out of like the loop of everything. But I know a lot of people that like knew him and were friends with him before he died, and I guess he was just being a nuisance. And I guess someone reported him with a gun, and they stopped at Loaf and Jug and they gunned him down over there.
So, a very personal part of that is cops are people, you know?
yeah,
They really
and,
are
yeah.
people. They really
they
are people.
Most of them just want to do their job.
They want to they don't go into the cop force and they're like,
Yeah,
dude, get this. There's this minority on my block. He doesn't keep his yard clean. I'm going to put a little bit of drugs in there. I'm going to say, hey there, mister. What's this I found?
Well, at
What's
least
all those-
not in Casper that we've witnessed.
No.
Because I can't say that we can rule that out
Could
for the
be
rest
held
of the
down.
US.
Could just be a well-kept secret.
There is, have you seen the body cam footage of the cop placing drugs in a yard?
No.
It came out probably like 8 months ago. It was a long time ago, but I don't think it was a year ago. There was a cop in Baltimore, I want to say, and he was caught fucking placing drugs in this really shitty yard. There were like pallets everywhere,
Shit.
and literally on his body cam, it records 30 seconds before and 30 seconds after. So he walks in, he moves around a pallet, and he puts it behind the pallet. Then he walks back out and starts his body cam. So he's
But it recorded it.
yeah, but it recorded him doing it, and he
Just
didn't.
30 seconds ago.
Yeah, because he didn't think
What
about
an
it.
idiot.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Okay, we're gonna do this drug bust." Do.
He literally within 30 seconds.
Yeah, he went out and
what
he
a
placed.
turnaround.
He went in, he placed it, and he walked out. Like it was a really small house.
Yeah.
It was a shitty Baltimore house. Like
Yeah.
you know,
It's Baltimore.
So he just walked. There was no like gate or anything.
Yeah.
He walked behind the house, placed it behind the pallet, and walked back in front of the house and started it. It didn't take long at all, but like he just got caught. He got fucked. And
You'd think you'd like drive around the block or
oh no,
like
dude, I just
something.
do some like fucking
it'd
squats.
be really easy.
Pull my shotgun out of the trunk and just squat it out real quick before I can bust these people.
But the fact that that's such a dumb mistake, like there's got to be more people that it's got to happen more often.
I feel like it probably
if that's
does.
kind of that mistake.
I feel like it probably does happen in this town, but like it's just not noticed
Yeah.
Because it's too
Yeah.
small.
because we're too small. Yeah, we're too small, and
And-
like it's not on a grand scheme of things.
My mom was talking to me about this thing that a piece of legislation that's going to get passed, or they're trying to get passed, that basically allows police officers to go in and invade and search a home if the outside of the home isn't up to code. So, like, if there's paint peeling from the sides, or like the water gutters are hanging, or like just very minuscule things. If a police officer drives by and thinks that the house isn't up to code, that they have every right to go in and
That's
check
like-
the house.
That is fucking very. That seems like very illegal.
Yeah.
What?
Or something like that.
Is that the Patriot Act?
No, it was a piece of legislation that was going to go through in Casper.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, I remember the Patriot Act was kind of on that too, because they were talking about like
If you're-
reasonable cause should be way more than reasonable, and you can stop a lot of crimes if fucking you can just go in and stop whatever's going on before it happens. And that's
I mean-
you guys ever heard of Minority Report?
No, it's not.
Minority Report's an old fucking movie, and it's about cops can see the future. They have like a future predicting technology. No, I'm dead ass. This is a real. This exists now.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and Tom Cruise is a cop, and
Oh yeah.
it's your boy Tom Cruise. You know,
Tommy.
But instead of seeing the future, like we just find patterns based on like
it is
what has happened in the past to them. and like to predict if they're gonna do crimes.
That's literally exactly what the fucking movie is.
That is what